Another terrible review of something Fallout related. People are complaining that Ashfall is way too woke, and most of it just seems like because the person leading the team, she's a trans woman. You'll hear in this video and other people's things saying he, just misgendering them, and I feel like that's all this really is. The most woke thing I could really find that's like of an issue whatsoever, which it isn't an issue, it just I just don't see the point to it, is that the developer main person, she wanted to be inclusive and make a drug for puberty blockers just to feel included for, trans people. I'm like, oh, that's fine, I don't care. And there's a part where you can see you can choose instead of like New Vegas where you're used to you see male, female, and then you get all the female things and all the male things. You just get both, and you get to make your character as many options as you want, and I think that's fine. I'm a guy with like longer hair, and some of the women's hair look more fitting to me than like the masculine hair, so that's fine. You can choose your pronouns and how people refer to you as. I could not care less, and I don't think anybody should care about it. And that's really the extent of it. But let's get this over with.
Oak DLC mod. To give a brief explanation of what this is, Fallout Ashfall is a DLC sized mod for Fallout New Vegas that's being developed by a team. I'm going to warn everybody right now, there's going to be some very controversial information I'm going to be giving in this video. And in regards to the intel I received this information from, throughout the whole video, I am going to refer to him as Anonymous Tip. However, there is very important information I need to uncover to everyone, and everyone needs to have awareness of this. So are you guys ready to find out what we found out regarding this DLC sized mod? Then let us begin. The first set of information Anonymous gave to me is this. The lead developer considers himself to be a transgender woman and a bisexual who has a collection of Bad Dragon sex toys, but that's not the only information he gave to me. He wanted to tell me about the submarine that they're supposedly using in Fallout Ashfall. The supposed submarine that they're supposed to be using in Fallout Ashfall was actually taken from another site. In other words, they stole this asset from another artist, is the impression.
And you can see this. This is probably the gist of it, really. They downloaded a free asset from a asset site, uploaded to be used for free, and the point of them having adult toys and being transgender and bisexual somehow lends this to be a woke thing. I don't know. This doesn't make sense. If Synthetic Man was reviewing this and like a black person were to develop it, it'd be woke because, you know, they're black. This is all this seems like to me. It's really really lame. Let's skip forward ahead just because I don't want to hear about the submarine, and I doubt you guys want to.
Right-winged or even right-wing at all. They simply will not allow you into the development team project, which is what happened to him. I actually find this to be discriminating, and when you have a development team who is like this, something is definitely wrong with this picture. I feel that it's also important that I mention this as well.
And just so you guys know, and it looks blurry here, that's how blurry it is on his video of me trying to watch it. It's not my recording or anything, it's just this blurry. And it says, if it's hard to see, don't discuss real world politics in the Discord server, which makes total sense. Why are we discussing politics in a server used to develop a mod? And the whole, oh, if you're a little right wing, you won't be allowed on the mod team. No, that's not true at all. That's you just lying. What really happened there was they kept saying he to the trans woman, not respecting their pronouns, and they're like, "Oh, if you're not gonna respect me, I'm not gonna let you on my mod." And that's the full extent of it. But yeah, that's a little too woke, I guess.
Anonymous Tip revealed to me the rules and regulations, and it clearly states that you are not allowed to discuss any form of politics into the server for Fallout Ashfall. I find this to be hypocritical, and I'm going to mention the reason why I find it to be hypocritical. I can say the least. This is one of the reasons I find it to be hypocritical, but I will review more on why I find it to be hypocritical later in the video. But an anonymous tip gave me this important information regarding a meme that was posted, which is a pro-left-wing slogan that was posted in the meme section of the Fallout Ashfall server. So based on the information I have been uncovering already, so far we're not off to a very good start with the development team for Fallout Ashfall in the Discord server. I find it very strange that they do not allow right-wing identity politics of any sort, but they are allowing left-wing politics of any sort into their servers. This is very strange to me, and I find this to be very suspicious already. But there is more important information I need to bring up. Ashfall Dude is not the only one who is calling the shots and say what goes and what doesn't. But there is also another person who goes by the name of Luca Starflower, who is secretly dating Ashfall Dude and is using him like a puppet. She pretty much runs part of the New Vegas modding community like a crime lord. It is crucial that I'm bringing up Luca's name alone. It's in regards to an incident that happened with the former writer of Fallout Ashfall, which is Alot Monty. What happened is, the development team was trying to stall him out. They were hoping that he would just leave, but what happened instead is he got kicked out with no warnings, with no heads up that he was about to get banned. And the reason he got banned is because Luca didn't like him. And I'm pretty sure the reason that he got banned is because if they allowed him to run the project, and if everything went according to plan with the former writer, this mod, Fallout Ashfall for Fallout New Vegas, would be less woke. So based on everything that we looked at so far,
Based on everything we looked on so far, it doesn't seem too woke to me. And if the whole mod team's trying to slow them down and kick them out, I'd I'd assume that there was something wrong with the writer themselves, and not that they were just wanting to make the game more woke. And this whole woke argument for Fallout New Vegas just baffles me immensely because Fallout New Vegas is already kind of woke quotation marks, you know? You can be gay, there's a meme, bisexuals do 10% more damage if you have like the one where you do more damage to women and men than 10% damage to everyone because there's only qualified as women and men in the game. It's all very silly. You can be gay, you can sleep with Benny as a man. You can do all these different things. You There's lesbians in the game. Veronica talks about like past love interests and it's not a man. It's not This isn't new. Gay, bisexual people, straight people, sexuality is not something that's like hidden from the reality in Fallout. It's not woke. I'm struggling to see in this first 5 minutes and 27 seconds of the video what is woke here.
already. This is already a bad look on the current developers who are trying to run the Fallout Ashfall project. But I wanted to look more into the trailer and see if I can find something.
In Fallout Ashfall, Hawaii is not the heavenly resort paradise it used to be. While it was not hit as bad as the mainland, the Puna region is still not a nice place to be in the year 2281. Years of paranoia of a potential Chinese invasion left Hawaii resembling a war zone,
Why is
with
the
guard
quality so
towers and
bad?
military camps all over. Don't let the palm trees and lush fauna fool you. There are cannibalistic gangs of raiders, carnivorous Lamo'o geckos, and manipulative factions whose fates will all be decided by the player. As one of the writers of the mod, I can assure you there is a heavy emphasis on choice, consequence, and reactivity like that found in the original Fallout games and Fallout New Vegas itself.
Now just by looking at the trailer alone, you think everything is fine and meat and potatoes. Everything is cool and it sounds like a really cool mod for Fallout New Vegas. But it's until you look at all the evidence I produced, thanks to Anonymous Tiff giving me all this information in regards to how the developers are. The developers who are working on this project, without the writer Alot Monty, they are definitely woke. So after looking at all this evidence, I came up with an idea. I wanted to go in myself and check out the Discord server alone. And I made a request to Anonymous Tip for the link. And sure enough, he did give me the link to the server. But to my surprise, I thought I was going to find more information, but instead what I found is this. When I entered the Fallout Ashfall Discord server, I was actually quite surprised to see only these two channels I could access, their rules and policies, and an unverified chat. I was actually quite disappointed because I actually thought I was going to go in to get more.
No, why would you think this? Any Discord like that, there's gonna be a verification you're gonna have to go through a procedure to get in and go to the actual channels that matter. That's just every main Discord server if you use your brain. They're not gonna want weird anti-woke people like you going in there and being annoying over something that realistically isn't even woke. Like, yeah, no, of course they're not gonna let you into every single channel. That's so it's so brain dead.
Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But lucky for me, with the limited resources I could access, I was still able to leave without going empty handed because there is some information I found out. In the unverified chat itself, sure enough, the lead developer of Fallout Ashfall and leading the Discord server, it appears that he is interrogating somebody. And it looks like they're screening new people who come in. So when you first come in, you're not going to have full access to the Fallout Ashfall Discord server. When I showed Anonymous Tip the screenshots that I collected, he was totally unfamiliar to how the Discord server looks now, because this is not how it looked before. So I assumed that after he got caught and got banned, they did some changing around and decided to change their tactics. Now what they're doing, it appears that they are screening new people who come into the Discord server.
Which makes total sense. You kick someone out for not respecting pronouns, which is very easy to do. I don't care what you believe in. Just respect the human being, and, the very minimum is you can call a person that goes by he a he and a person that goes by she a she. Very, very bare minimum, decent human, just being humane and, like, human about things. Like, that's all it is. And screening new people when there's videos like this calling it woke, yeah, of course, they're gonna get a bunch of people like the person making this video going in there and being annoying. Like, that just makes total sense. Of course, it changed since they've been gone. It's a Discord server. Let's skip ahead a little bit because Jesus.
If you're willing to do something like this and set a rule like this, it already doesn't sound good because it sounds like you're willing to bend the knee for anybody who comes into the server. That is, if they prove that they're woke enough. So it appears that, just based on the
Woke enough. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this and look through it. Okay. No porn, anything not safe for work, any of that, okay. No abuse with, like, annoying mic spam, that's fine. No spam or scams, okay. No doxing or doing anything illegal, no raids, okay. And then it says slurs, hate speech, racism, sexism, transphobia, harassment. Okay, so just respect people and, don't make fun of people's identities. The bare minimum. No erotic roleplay way on the bottom, you can see that. Ooh, spicy. You can already tell it's gonna be bad when you see something like this. What do you mean, the bare minimum? Just respecting people? Yeah, that's very woke. This guy must be a synthetic man viewer or something. Jesus. Let's scooch back over here.
needs to be put back into the project for Fallout Ashfall. As Anonymous Tip would put it, this is why we need gatekeeping back into our fandoms, mainly involving the gaming industry, because this is happening everywhere with video games, with video game developers, and even including modding communities. Because without gatekeeping being put into place and being enforced strongly, our communities end up becoming an anti-free speech nightmare, and we don't want that to happen with our fandoms. This sort of thing has already happened enough with enough fandoms out there, and the last fandom we want to be corrupted is Fallout Ashfall. So, gents and ladies, to conclude this, if we can fight back hard enough and get a lot Monty back into the project.
This guy is such a joke. Look at the comments too. Is this satire? Why would this be satire? In the shadows, where whispers dwell, beneath the cloak of night's dark spell, lies a soul, a chasm deep, where secrets stir and nightmares creep. And there's like this whole thing, and this, because like it's over for you, it's like, No, it's over for Ashfall, dude. Soon we will have our revenge. Like, how what edgy 13-year-old is this? This is so embarrassing. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, we need to gatekeep our communities and not let people in here because, we don't want them to ruin our community. What's ruining here? I don't see anything that's being ruined here. Oh no, we're inclusive to people who aren't cis and straight? Okay. Those people exist and they play video games too. They're normal people. Just because they identify differently than what, you'd want them to or something, it doesn't mean it's ruining the community. If anything, okay, these people who maybe don't feel included into Fallout are joining, and look at these people. They're making a Hawaii-based project where you go to Hawaii, this little island, you see how that was affected by the nukes, and there's cannibals and tribes and things like that. It just sounds like like the DLC with Joshua Graham, and they have their own canyon thing with their own tribes and all that stuff, but now it's in Hawaii. It sounds cool. I don't see the issue here. I think the real issue here is not that we're getting too woke, is that we're getting too brain dead like the person here saying we need to gatekeep this, we need to gatekeep that. What? No. If you're not a real Fallout fan, just like I said with Synthetic Man, these people aren't Fallout fans. They're just people who, I don't know, they like the NCR or the Legion or something because the Legion's sexist towards women and they want to be badass, like strong men, and women can't do anything. And if you're not cis and straight and a white man, then you're like nothing. That's the vibe I'm getting off of here. It just sounds like, oh, our free speech is being taken away. I mean, if you really wanna talk about free speech and stuff, you're talking about gatekeeping Fallout from people who don't agree with your political views. What does that sound like, class? I don't know. It's really just the horseshoe theory where you go so far, like, you guys know what a horseshoe looks like, right? You know how there's a part in the middle, like, not the middle of the horseshoe, but on the middle of the left side and the middle of the right side where they're very far apart, and the farther you go left, the closer you get to the right because the tips are closer in the middle. That's what this really feels like. This guy wants freedom of speech and stuff like that, but then wants to silence people who don't agree with him, but is complaining about wanting that from the other side, even though the other side is silencing people who are being hateful and harmful to people because of their identities. So if anything's wrong here, it's you. I think the mod looks fine. The idea seems cool. Maybe I'll play it. I don't know. Whenever it comes out. I fail to see anything harmfully woke about this besides somebody being in power for this project that happens to be bisexual and trans and wanting people to respect that. That's the most woke I can see here. Anybody that supports being anti against this because of that, I think you should maybe just not play Fallout. I don't want you in my community. You're the reason that Fallout New Vegas fans get such a bad rap for such a good game. Like, it's my favorite RPG, and I think it's a very strong RPG, and just to have people who also like the game who are like this, it really just diminishes my enjoyment of this game in the community, and if anybody's hurting Fallout, it's you. That's all I really have to say for this. This guy asked if I was gonna make a video about it. Hey, I'm making a video on you. You're you're up there with Synthetic Man. Another video about slop in the Fallout community, I guess. Well, see you guys. Bye.